we'll see which teams start to do that now.
After you faced them in Week 3, did you see them as the front runner for the NFC West, and did you recognize Super Bowl traits in them?
Definitely recognize Super Bowl traits. I knew there was a lot of good teams in the division. I know Arizona and Seattle had just as good a chance as anyone at the beginning of the year too. But going against that defense over the years, knowing some of the players they have on their D, knowing some of the players they have on their offense with improvement in what they did to the O-line, getting the system in that they did, knowing how good, top-notch their special teams are. I think very easily you could see quickly that if they were able to stay healthy, they were going to have as good a chance as anyone.
Foster has overcome the major injury he came to the team with, but he's had a lot of minor injuries along the way. How much of a concern are those to you?
It's similar to what I said a couple of days ago. Anytime a guy goes down a lot, you always are concerned. Since he came back from the broken rib, he hasn't missed any games. He has gotten banged up each week, and the way he plays and the position he plays, I know that's going to be part of his whole career and how it has been so far, just playing in college and stuff. That goes with playing that position and how he plays it. But I think as Ruben gets older, takes care of his body week around in the off season too. I think it'll be nicer going into this off season where he can come to OTAs and training camp much more prepared instead of trying to recover from a surgery. I think that could help too. So he's had a hell of a year. Definitely not there yet. Got a long way to go, but staying healthy will be a big part of it.
I know Nick, they got a lot of credit for being in the year of golf and getting to the line early. But I know that's something that you've always done. Do you ever worry about that or think about that? Or something that you've done that he's kind of getting credit for? Or does that?
Not really, just because I've been doing it for a while. I promise you, I wasn't the first person to do it. Lots of people do that. So when you do good, you get a lot of attention for it. When you do bad, you get a lot of negative attention. So that just goes with the business, and they've done a hell of a job there. Sean's done an unbelievable job with Matt LaFleur, and I got a lot of respect for their offense because it's very similar, and know a lot of what they're doing, and they feel the same about us, and we'll have some fun conversations about it in the offseason.
You mentioned, not paying attention to the outside noise and things like that. How do you think he's handled success from your vantage point?
He seems the same every day, so I think that doesn't seem like just talk. I do believe that when he says it, because he seems the same today being with him as he did 5 weeks ago when we got him, and I think that's the key to everything. You find out about a lot about people through adversity, but you also do through success, and we've had some the last few weeks. I think we got a lot of attention, way too much probably. But we've been happy with how we've been playing, and hopefully can finish this up strong, and that'll lead us excited going into next year.
Upside, do you think he still has? He's only started 6 NFL games. Is there still more for him to do? And if so, what areas are those in?
Just everything. There's a lot more. That's not just him, that's everybody. But, we've been playing good football. He's been playing very well. I think he's gotten better each week, but by no means has anyone on our team arrived. We've got a lot of work to do. I know he's won all his games in, but very easily we could have lost a number of those games. And as I'll say pretty much almost every day, you never stay the same, you get better or worse. So we got to keep going back to work, and hopefully we'll be better this Sunday than we were last week.
There's way too much attention. Is that mainly because there's no playoffs at stake?
Well, yeah, just the, you guys using I know Carlos said it, but I heard the Super Bowl quote this week and things like that, and I think Carlos was being a little facetious on that, but it's you hear a lot about it. I just keep everything in perspective. We lost 5 games in a row this year by 3 points or less. That means we very easily could have won those. If we would have started out 5-1, who knows how everyone would have been talking. And the reality is we wouldn't have been much different than we were as an 0-6 team. And so the ball's got to bounce a few ways, and things can change very quickly for you. And I look at these last 5 games similar. We definitely are playing better ball. Definitely takes a lot to win those games instead of finding ways to lose them by just a small margin. But I've been in this long enough to always keep perspective and understand that ball goes a lot of different ways. And sometimes a 10-6 team is not much different than a 5-11 team. It's just a couple plays here and there, and who stays healthy.
No, you couple more. Jimmy, and he seems to be really good with the off schedule and really good when coverage drops to find the open guy. Can you take advantage of that, and can you have him do more, say at the line of scrimmage, and have him determine what matchups he wants, those types of things? I mean, is he that type of quarterback?
Yeah, we'll see as we go. I mean, he's done a good job of it so far. I mean, everyone's different. Some guys want to be out there and control everything, and you got to keep it very simple when it's like that so they can think a lot during the play. Some people want you to do a ton of stuff and help get people open and then let them just stay clear-minded and let it rip. We'll see as that goes. I've had a lot of fun with him in this month, and we'll have a lot more fun this offseason really talking about that stuff and where we can go with this. But you talk about the off schedules, that's what's been great. You know, I've struggled, not me personally, but you know, you get some 3-man rushes and stuff in the red zone, and you got 8 guys against 4, 5 if you scratch your back out, and those aren't really good numbers, and it's especially to hit people in rhythm. And I always sit there, and right when I see that it's over, I feel like the play's done. But Jimmy has proved wrong the last few weeks, and that's been real fun for me, seeing no one open and then knowing that maybe that's a good thing because he ends up getting someone open late. So the off-schedule plays have been the best thing to me personally, but I think there's huge upside there and a lot of things we can do.
Have you come up with scramble plays with your quarterbacks before, or does that have to be organic between the quarterback and the receiver?
I think it's organic. I think I've been tons of places, and you try to coach them. Whatever rules I've learned or heard from people and studied, it works good and sounds nice, but then you watch it and you pause it and you say, what about our rules here? And they're like, oh, no, don't do them there, don't do them there. And it's basically hard to have rules to something off schedule and chaotic. So the main thing we stress is guys just to keep working, distribute the field, keep working, never stop and just watch the play. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. I don't like practicing a lot or putting in plays that don't get people open. So you have to worry about doing that. But, you know, we've had a number of times in this last month where he's made some off-schedule plays, and the more it happens, guys start to believe in it, and the more guys start working to do it.
There have been a few plays over the last couple of weeks where is it a catch, is it not a catch, and in pivotal moments. You had one where had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Jack Mars ended up getting a back scoring touchdown. Do you think the rule is clear as is? Would you like it to be continue to be reworked and improved?
Yeah, I think it's you know, everyone would like it to be right, so there's no gray area. But I mean, if you got to have a solution to do it too, and your solution can't open up a whole nother can of worms. You know, I don't want everything being called completions now and everything's a fumble left and right. So it's I get the dilemma. I think it frustrates everyone, but it's also a legitimate issue. So that's why when you get in stuff close like that, I don't think it is completely definitive. I think it could go either way. So a lot of times in those situations, if it's a big turnover, a big play, whether I think we're right or wrong, I just do it anyways because I do think there's a chance. I mean, even if we don't think it's a fumble, we know there's a chance it might be. So if it was for like a 2-yard gainer difference, you don't worry about it. But when it has to do with getting the ball back or scoring 7 points off of it, because of the way the rule it is and that it is confusing to people, to make the exact answer, to me, that's why you never, if it's a big play, you gamble.
How did Solomon play on Sunday, and what's been your assessment of just his rookie season?
I think Solomon had one of his best games Sunday. You know, he affected the game in the pass game and the run game, ran to the ball real hard. Just like most rookies, I think he's been up and down throughout the year. I thought he started off playing hard, started getting was playing at his highest level right before his injury. I know the injury was frustrating for him, took a little longer for him to come back. Once he did come back, I thought he was a little bit rusty, like they all are when they miss some time. And I think these last 3 weeks, he's gotten better each week and put together his best game last week. And hopefully he finishes with his best game of the year this week.
All right, we got 3 here.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
What's up, everyone? Good. How are you?
You know what, just asking Kyle sort of the same thing. It seems like, you know, you're great at the off schedule, and like Selleck was saying a couple of games ago.
The off schedule stuff, I mean, it's called off schedule because you can't really plan for that stuff. It's stuff that just happens, and it's kind of a happening if you see it or not. And so, you know, I think we have plenty of control at the line of scrimmage. You know, we're changing plays at first different coverages and stuff, and I think we got a good thing.
When it comes to scramble drills.
Sorry, say it again.
Sorry, when it comes to scramble drills, then in your past, like with the Patriots right here, it has to, I'd assume, happen a little bit organically. How do you work on that with your receivers, your tight ends, and what you want to do or looking for when it is off schedule?
Yeah, I mean, we talk through it plenty in meetings. I mean, even when it's just on the sideline in practice, I'll talk to them about working towards me or what they see and how we could maximize the potential of the play. But it's just it's kind of something that just happens. I mean, that's why when I first got here it was tougher, but as you can see, week after week we keep getting better at those types of plays and converting more of them.
Your touchdown pass to Trent Taylor, you credited your baseball background of allowing you to make that throw. What exactly did you mean by that? Was it like a turning two as a shortstop, or?
Basically, yeah.
Did you have history as an infielder? I know you were a pitcher in high school.
Mm-hmm. I was a pitcher, played a little shortstop, a little center, so bounced around. But I always threw sidearm. I threw submarine a little bit. So it was just, those different arm angles. I mean, baseball, you use every type of arm angle, and I think I've been doing those throws since like high school, so it kind of just came second nature to me.
Did you have good hands as an infielder?
Yeah, of course.
And so, as a pitcher, do you go sidearm and over the top?
Yeah, and submarine sometimes.
Trent said he wasn't expecting that ball. He said he was kind of surprised to come in. What was it that you saw that, okay, I'm going to put it here because I know Trent can get it?
Well, he made that was an off schedule. He made a heck of a move. Just the savviness for him to have as a rookie is, I haven't seen many guys with it. He did kind of like a circle in the end zone, and it got him open. I mean, the defender froze his feet, and he made a tremendous catch. I didn't really see it, but I saw it on film, and that was a great catch.
It sounds like the Rams are going to rest a lot of key guys. Is it anyway that a bummer for you guys, just because you won't be able to kind of measure yourself against the division champions?
Not really. You try to every week say that you're facing a faceless opponent, and no matter who it is, you want to have the same mindset, no matter what type of game it is, first game of the season, last game of the season. So I think we've done that pretty well the last couple of weeks, just coming in, preparing every day, practicing hard, going through the little critiques of certain plays, and I think if we keep doing that, we'll be good on Sunday.
So just to clarify on the Taylor, him coming back towards the middle, that was just him working to get open.
Yeah. I mean, the play went off schedule. They did a 3-man rush, and then the nickelback came out of coverage, and Trent he's good at finding the soft areas of the defense.
Jimmy, you've obviously spent a lot of time with Rich Scangarello since you've been here. How has that relationship developed, and how helpful has he been for you to get you up to speed quickly?
Rich doesn't give enough credit, in my opinion. I mean, he, there's a lot of moving pieces, but Rich has been with me since I first got here. I mean, literally the first day I walked in here, we were going over stuff after I did all the interviews and whatnot. So I think a big part of our relationship was that bye week, though. A lot of one-on-one time. We only had a couple of receivers here, so we got to know each other pretty well. And he's a smart coach, and he makes it a lot easier for me to go through my reads when he explains things how I understand them.
I mean, the rise of this team obviously has been a really big story in the Bay Area. You've catalyzed that. I know you've mentioned in the past keeping your head down and not listening to outside noise, but at this point, is it difficult when, the stories become as big as it is? Is it harder for you to maintain that focus and block out the outside noise?
Not really. All 4 years of my career, there's been big story after big story and just the NFL, and I think you just kind of get used to it. I don't know, you kind of don't listen to the noise. I hear about it from people, but it's cool to hear about, but we have a job on Sunday to do, and if you get caught up in all the noise, you'll be distracted and have no chance.
How does this area compare to New England, Boston area in terms of,
The weather's way nicer. Go ahead, sorry.
Just the intensity of, numbers of media, things like that,
It's different, but I don't know, I don't want to compare you guys to them. I feel bad, But no, I don't know. It's all good. You guys are phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know how to answer that one, man. That's tough. Sorry, you're putting me on the spot here.
Wait till you lose a game and play bad.
Yeah, for real.
A lot of rookies have been contributing recently. One in particular, George Kittle. What does he bring to the offense?
A lot of excitement. George is a high energy guy. I'm sure you guys know that from just talking to him in the locker room. But it's fun to play with him. He gets the other guys going around him. That tight end group is a unique group just in their personalities, a little bit of everything. So it's it's a pleasure playing with a guy like that.
What does he do well as a tight end?
He's got good hands. It's tough to find a big guy like that with good hands and has quickness like he does. And George just he makes the most of his opportunities. When he gets called upon, he usually answers it. And so for a rookie, that's pretty important.
Now with the 49ers for your fifth start is your first. Are you you feel you're comfortable and able to incorporate everything that you need to in this playbook that Kyle?
Well, from what I hear, there's still stuff that I haven't even heard yet. Words, phrases, whatever it may be in the offense. So every week, I mean, we come in. Yesterday I came in and you hear terms for the first time that I'm like, what's that formation? And they have to explain it to me. And that's what's different than the 3 years prior to this. Was in New England, you'd come in and you pretty much know what was going on. But it's becoming more and more routine, I guess, getting the new information and kind of a process of breaking it all down now.
When you're in the flow of a game, can you get a feel for when a play caller is in a rhythm, has an idea, knows what to call, maybe a few plays, into his work? He's confident calling it, you're confident relaying it, and there's this kind of collective belief that it's going to work.
Yeah, I think that comes from the week prior to it, honestly. I mean, all week last week, we had a good rhythm of just Kyle calling it. There was really no hiccups in the huddle or anything, and it was a smooth transition day in and day out. And I think it carried over onto Sunday. I mean, that's what makes these games a lot easier is when you have a good week of practice leading up to it.
How would you describe him as a play caller?
Awesome. Makes my job a lot easier.
Couple more?
Do you know what you're going to be doing like a week from now? Season's
What I'm
over.
going to do? No, not. I mean, got to clean out my apartment pretty soon, so that'll probably be on the list at some point. But I don't know. We'll worry about the Rams, get through this first, and we'll go from there.
Not to put a bad dog in your head, but probably the last game you had, bad game you had was in college. What do you remember of it, and how did you come back from it?
I remember. It snowed a ton. There was like 6 inches of snow on the ground. That was one of the toughest games of my career, honestly, football career. Just, I don't know. College is way different than this. The game planning, there really isn't much in college compared to the NFL. So, it was a good learning experience. You learn things about yourself and how you bounce back from adversity. And I've had plenty of it in my career, and I'm sure it'll happen at some point. But, I mean, we're just trying to keep this good thing going.
Who was it against, do you remember?
Townsend.
Carlos Hyde predicted the Niners to be in the Super Bowl next year. Agree or disagree on that?
That's Carlos's opinion.
Just because you brought up the weather, and
Yeah.
Is that your
second one?
Is your second one?
Yeah, I'd won my rookie year. It was weird. You don't get those in Illinois.
Get the gifts for your offensive linemen.
I did. They just arrived actually before I came in.
They don't have them yet,
They're getting them today.
so you can't tell us yet.
No, come on. Why are you trying to ruin this surprise? No, they just arrived actually right before I came in, so those guys will be happy to get them.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks guys.